Alright, we're back. Another session of Endwalker MSQ. So, took a break and now I am back to continue our foray into... oh gosh, what's it called again? Wait. The Sea of Stars. Oh, Mare Lamentor. Oh, interesting. So they consider the part of the sea. I guess that makes sense. So, Ultima Thule. Let's head on back and gather information in Rhea Tara on Burdened Wings. Dang. I forgot they had this music. Talked to you already. Yeah, because you answered questions. I talked to you last time. Last stream. Alright, say Lashk. What say you? A visitor, not of the star. Could thy slender hands bring plague to our world? Thy breath extinguish life's feeble flame? Oh, how we would adore thee. Alas, with time our flesh shall wither, our souls fade, and so we wait for its inexorable march into oblivion. If thou art not come to hasten our demise, I bid thee leave us. We crave not companionship, only silence. I pray thee leave us to our silence. To break it serves only to mark time's passage. We shall not suffer reminders of its flow. Dang, dude. All of these dragons just sitting around, waiting for the end. To dwell on the past yieldeth naught. Our desires meant little to our destiny, unless now. Yet regrets find me nevertheless. Beyond that distant veil, paradise lost, so glorious, so beautiful. We were a proud and noble race, strength embodied, we knew only love, before they came. Metal monstrosities of black and silver, no bonds of blood did they share, nor conviction did they have to guide them. A crushing defeat. Never had we known such shame. Stilled now are the winds, though none could fill these wings burdened by ignominy. We fly no more, only sink into oblivion. Black and silver. That makes me think back to, well, that makes me think of, oh gosh, what's his name? Do I have that? I don't think I have that minion, do I? Oh no, I do. Omega, it came to me. Omega. That makes me think of Omega. Because Omega... Did Omega, if I'm remembering correctly... wasn't completely Allag made. It's just that Allag happened to find that Omega. Because the dragons came from a distant star, chased by Omega, and Omega had chased them to the star, I think. I wonder if whoever obliterated them and their star, Omega is from that. Or I could be completely wrong in misremembering. I don't know. Ere the metal came, my kin were many and splendid, elegant worms like unto ripples on the water, worms possessed of limbs so powerful as to rend the land in twain, worms I have long since forgotten, faces lost to the tides of time. Drink not of this spring, tainted are its waters, and thy dainty form hath not the capacity to withstand it. Oh, well, thank you for the forewarning. Thou wouldst bid me speak? Folly. I observe the lesson of stone. I shall not fly, nor speak, nor roar, only watch and wait and end. But one sight yet stirreth my blood, tempteth me to raise my voice in lamentation. No, the unsung cradle of unsung dragons. No words, no songs are possessed of the weight to describe such tragedy. Go, if that be thy will, I shall remain. So is that the planet the dragons fled from? What the fudge? That Midgard Zormer, fled from? That's crazy. Search for the source of the dragon's woes in Amnol. Oh. I gotta go north now. Okay. There's nothing close to me, is there? Northeast, yeah, there's nothing close to me right at the moment. So I guess we'll make our way to Amnol. Yep, even more dragons. These are the turtly type. Ah, leave me alone. Oh no! Dragon eggs. Oh. They led you here as well, did they? It was described to me as the source of their woes and proof of their end. I think I'm beginning to see why. It's a hatching ground, or was. I've seen similar on Athyrus. Midgard Zormer's kind must once have lived and thrived in a place such as this. Vitra said his father was driven from their ancestral home by war and strife. This, then, is the fate of those who remained. Let's have a look around. Maybe these eggs have more to tell of what happened here. Oh gosh, you're gonna have me dig into eggs? Okay. Gingerly lifting a large egg from the vacuous mire, you peer inside and see a formless mass soaking in a pool of embryonic fluid. Your stomach turns as you return the egg to its resting place. A murky liquid is pooled inside this eggshell. The noxious feeder is indicative of contamination. Inside the shard egg, you find the remains of an unborn dragon. The body has already begun to decompose. The gelatinous, half-dried membrane covering the corpse suggests it failed to emerge. This egg appears to have been broken from the inside out. Perhaps the dragonette within succeeded in hatching. What's this? I thought all the eggs had been ruined. If the dragonette was indeed hatched, there's no sign of it here, or its sire for that matter. We should look for them. You start with the cliff tops, and I'll search the plains. Oh. Is there a possible survivor? Stellar worm. I mean, I guess if you think about it, all these guys are they alive? That's the thing, because it made me think that Alphino and them could not see them, which means they're dead. But I could be wrong. How are we looking? 360 almost northeast. Okay. Oh, it's a bereaved dragon and a little dragonette. Malformed dragonette. Oh, I don't want to. Why am I attacking it? Oh, that didn't feel good. Bereaved dragon. The boisterous howling hath been quieted. By thy hand, I presume. Everything all right? I thought I heard a dragon, or something resembling one. Ah, I see what's happened here. Was that your child? Perhaps. Some eggs within Knoll are indeed mine. If life within one did quicken, the beast thou hast slain may be of my blood. Yet I do not recognize it, twisted and malformed as it is. Not a dragon in truth, but a reminder of our failure, a testament to our shame. Explain. They descended from the heavens, cold, heartless machines, and with them rode war and death. With fire and fury, rage and rancor, we gave answer. 'Twas a long and bloody battle, but only the beginning. Untold chaos and destruction swept over the star. In the end, the invaders were victorious. Yet when they looked upon their prize, they deemed it unfit for requisition. We were abandoned to our ruin. The survivors sought to put away their shame, to rebuild, a futile effort. In purest soil, replete with ether, did we once cultivate our nesting grounds. But our lands were barren, and any eggs nurtured in such desolation were fated to rot. What few survived to hatch emerge as abominations. We shall have no new progeny. But there are dragons among you capable of journeying to other stars. That there are. Many would make the attempt, each bearing a clutch of eggs. The richest stars were home to the harshest rulers, and the arrival of dragons incited contests for supremacy. When the fires faded, the wars lost and won, they too were reduced to ash and waste. 'Tis the curse of those who seek life, to be drawn into conflict, to conquer or be conquered. A vicious cycle we now choose to break. We tire of conflict, of everything. We wait now in sweet, merciful silence, free from strife and suffering, still as stone. Wait, you claim your kind is doomed, but there's another star. Yeah, I think they've had enough of us and our ambitions. They've probably been here a while. A test of will. Man, and they keep having these weird texts in the quest names. The bereaved dragon has fallen silent, leaving Estinian to sigh with frustration. They want only to brood in silence, to be left alone with their grief until time itself comes to an end. The sole reward for senseless bloodshed, a pain I understand, and wish that I did not. What fools we were. But now isn't the time for such thoughts. The others will want to hear what we've learned. Come. Okay, bye. Sorry I killed your baby. Ugh. Although I guess it wasn't. It was malformed and evil and stuff, so... I guess I could just teleport back. Here's everyone. What do you guys have to say? Did your exploration prove eventful? Converse with any dragons? Good to see you made it back in one piece. The more I see of this place, the more bewildering it becomes. We would hear what the dragons had to share with you, even if it's no different from what they told Urianger, it would have value. With luck, they'll have learned something to help us devise a plan of action. I chanced to gain audience with several dragons ere we returned, though I expect their tales are much the same as those you heard. Were you able to establish any meaningful contact with the dragons? Oh gosh, excuse me. Ugh. I see. They wish to escape what they perceive to be a cycle of conflict. Thank you, Lumi, Estinian. As for our part, I believe we were more acutely aware of our confines than before. We started by traversing the perimeter of the island to see if there might be a path leading off of it. Sadly, there was nothing to be found. There's no small amount of debris floating about. Could there be enough to serve as a bridge to lead us elsewhere? I considered that, and so I tried throwing a stone onto a potential platform to judge its integrity, but never reached its mark. As it crossed an invisible threshold just beyond the boundaries of this island, it vanished, only to reappear above me and fall at my feet. I would not be too quick to presume that what we see outside this space is as it appears. Which is why I returned to the Ragnarok and asked the Lawbrits to search for a potential path. However, the ship's instruments failed to provide conclusive data on the surrounding area. Until we know more, I think it too risky to attempt flying to another island. What Medion told us before, that emotions dictate reality here, might be the key, but I'm not entirely sure what emotion might manifest a bridge to lead us to safety. So what you're saying is, we've no way forward. Do you guys not remember what Hyland gave me? A little source of creation magic, perchance? At present, if it is indeed emotion that governs this island, perhaps it is not Medion's, but the dragons that holds us here. They tire of conflict and have chosen a path of oblivion to escape it. Or rather, they have chosen no path at all, meaning there is no way for the dragons or anyone here on this island to advance. A sound theory, disheartening though it may be. If that is the case, oh man, what recourse do we have? They are not like to be persuaded to help us. Their reasoning is built on a history of turmoil and strife. Without irrefutable proof, the future is not as bleak as they believe it to be. Mayhap persuasion is not the answer. Medion meant to unmake us then and there on the Ragnarok, and she would have succeeded if not for Thancred's determination. She conceded it was strong enough to overpower the despair that otherwise rules Ultima Thule and reshape it to a degree. Perhaps it can be done again in like manner by overpowering the prevailing emotions. 'Twas Ultima Thule's architect, Metion herself, against whom Thancred did pit himself in the clash of wills. Though I marked no leader among them, as such, I did chance to encounter a dragon possessed of despair far more potent than most, potent enough, mayhap, to dictate the course for others, and thus their domain to follow. He spoke but few words, carefully chosen, their tone and timbre alone threatening to rend my heart in twain. Challenging his desire to remain, may allow us to alter the island upon which we stand. Alas, I fear my vaunted rhetoric availed me naught against his calcifying heart, but mayhap one of you will fare better. Then I shall guide thee, all end, they call him, in the dragon tongue. Thou wilt find him nearby, eyes fixed upon the watcher. Well, what have we to lose? Let's get going. Why do I get a strange feeling that we're gonna slowly lose a member of each party to proceed in this area, and that for some reason, Justinian is gonna be next. I hope I'm wrong, but I get the strange feeling that they're not like dying, but they're gonna be using themselves to pave a way forward, so to speak, with their emotions, their feelings. All end. There you are.
He remaineth as he was when I first approached, entombed in melancholy.
I see. Perhaps I could...
I'll handle this.
So, waiting to die like all the others, are you?
This
So you say. Yet your kind has found a new beginning on our star. One of you braved the Expanse, bearing with him a clutch of eggs. They and their children now rule our skies, their song heard by all. They suffered much, and repaid their suffering in kind. Had your brethren made the selfsame choice, my family might still be alive. Yet lasting peace does not come to those who simply retreat from conflict. No, you must be willing to confront it, to stare into the face of your foe, and see yourself in him. Only then can you break the cycle of torment and tragedy. This lesson, a dear friend taught me at the risk of his life. There is no nobility in your penance. You wallow in self-pity. And after everything we've endured, we will not let you stop us.
Estinian!
Stay back! Theirs is the emotion that bars our way. The rest is up to you.
No! Not Estinian too!
There's a wind. He's opened the way for us. Sacrificed himself to remake this place, like Thancred did.
Oh, Alphino.
Come. Let us follow the wind. It will not lead us astray. He would not.
Oh my god. Holy crap. I freaking knew it. They, oh man. Yep. They can't be dead. They can't be dead. I'm gonna keep telling myself that they are not fully dead. They can't be dead. So we're now heading north. Man. So now we've lost both Thancred and Estinian. And all I can think of is who is going to be next. Yalms northeast. Is that a... Oh, yeah, that's a sightseeing point in the end of the universe. I guess I'll grab it as well here. Wind confluence. Must this always be the price paid for safe passage? If I had known this place would claim Estinian 2, No, it's not what had to be done. As by the beating of mighty wings doth wind blow, where dragons may ne'er again touch the sky, he in the shade he bore shall soar free. The wind has stayed the fog and covered this island, and the air, it no longer feels quite so stifling. Look there, the wind. This is Estinian's doing, I'm sure of it. We should ride its flow and see where it leads. Forgive me, Lumi, but could you go on ahead? I need a moment to gather my thoughts. Take your time, bud. I'm really hoping that this is only a short time away from our friends. Okay, so so these are different islands. I wonder if so this is gonna probably go up to this area, and then we're probably gonna make our way back down to this area. I guess we'll find out. A powerful gale has delivered you unto another island. The other scion should arrive before long. He did it. He found a way forward for us. The dragons remained trapped within the prison of their own making, lamenting the horrors of war. Yet Estinian knew them better than most. He was a man of honor and a dear friend, willing to fight to the very end for what he believed was right. And he's still fighting, Elfino, just like Thancred. Their sacrifices are why we can survive here, why we still have a chance to stop her. Even in spirit, they're unwilling to give in to despair, and we mustn't either. Alizé is right. We must press on, for their sake. My brain is not accepting the fact that they keep talking about those guys in past tense. My brain, I have not at that point yet. They have to be alive, man. Because that would, oh man, that would really suck if they weren't. To feign bravery with bold words is a simple matter, but without the strength of will to match, we are powerless against Dynamis. Not less than unshakable conviction will suffice, which makes me question if I am up to the task. Though it pains me to say it, we can ill afford to stop and grieve our comrades' passing. No, there will be time enough after. No choice have we but to march forward, onward, lest we squander their noble sacrifice. We have to keep going. Even if Estinian isn't here to see it, I'm sure Alphino wouldn't want to disappoint him. Roads paved. Sacrifice. Oh gosh, it's getting really funky. Alphino has regained his composure and is ready to proceed. As Y'shtola and Alze said, we must continue. Notice the change in our surroundings? Perhaps this is the memory of an altogether different world. 'Twould be prudent to learn more of it then. Tread carefully lest we lose our footing in this sand. Sand. Oh, you're right. The ground is kind of deserty. Kind of fades off into the space. What is that? Drifting Aya. Other one. Ew. Those look kind of like, the Final Days beasts. Gosh, what was that? Oh yeah, Ether Curtain. I want to see if we're any closer. 95 yalms north. Ah, I see you. Please don't attack me. Thank you. Now, I'll be able to grab this and see if maybe it will then show... Oh, there's a lot of currents here. Okay, and then there's some main quest line unlocks as well. Okay. Drifting Aya. Leave me alone. Oh, so what's this thing? It has writing on it. Sand. Sand everywhere. Ugh. If not for the light emitted by these glyphs, I might well have overlooked this monolith. If you were worried about my vision, you needn't be. I can still see quite well. Another seemingly barren world. For a mercy, the air is nowhere near as stale, but still quite dry, and the sand will no doubt prove bothersome in due time. Were it not for the violet crystal embedded in its surface, 'twould appear as ordinary stone. A curious script hath been etched upon them. Alas, it is not a language with which I am familiar. I cannot say I recognize it either. Nor I. The dragons, from what I recall, preserve their knowledge in song and eschew the written world entirely, so we may assume this is the work of another race. One we have yet to encounter. Metyan claimed that the dragon's world suffered a slow death, seeking the release of oblivion. What life we find here like as not doth wend its way towards a similar end. Fascinating as this script is, we will glean naught from what we cannot decipher. What do you suppose that is over there? That thing? I'm not sure. It's hard to make out at this distance, but its surface seems to bear the same crystals as this monument. Meaning there's a chance we may find whoever built them both. We should go and have a look. Come on. Alrighty, Alze. We'll make our way over there. Hopefully with no more noble sacrifices from anyone. Please. Northeast. 69 yalms northeast? That's actually pretty close. 42 yalms southeast. Oh, it's above. Oh, we're going up. I think. They look like these drifting Ayas, that ghostly figure. Alright, leave me alone, please. go up you? Is there nothing up here other than an aether current? I'm curious. That's just an aether current, okay. Good thing I came up here, though. Oh, there's the Aethernar shard. Next shard. Then there's one northwest. So, alright, we'll have to make sure to go over there to grab that one. Whee! Oh, crap. Oh, no, enemies around. Okay, good. Ghostly figure. Hail, travelers! This is a most unexpected occurrence. Hello there. Is this your home? Indeed it is. Ah, forgive me, I had forgotten. An exchange of introductions is expected when first meeting those with whom one is unacquainted. When the vibration of vocal folds was still required to convey our thoughts and intention, yeah, I believe, was the pronunciation used when referring to our people. Though it is not entirely applicable given our present state, you are welcome to use this appellation. As for nomenclature, to address my individual person, I believe it would be pronounced Kafkuch. Yes, Kafkuch of the Aya. We have encountered beings that communicate intermittently through thought, but never one that is wholly without voice. I presume we are having this conversation via the medium of ether, or dynamis, as this space is suffused with vast quantities of it. Fascinating in either case. I gather your response to my presence is positive, then. That is well, for there is something I wish to ask of you. Like yourselves, we Ia are aether-based life forms. Therefore, it may be surmised that your bodies are of comparable biological composition to those we once possessed. I have a number of queries regarding your subjective perception of the five senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. In total, I have prepared 198,712,180,827. That's a rather lot, isn't it? What? Is he saying he has that many senses? I have number of queries. Oh, that's the number of queries he has on the five senses. Holy moly. Ah, my apologies. I have omitted a great many details necessary to understand the nature of my request. Though we dispensed with our corporeal vessels long ago, we have rediscovered a need for the flesh, and have endeavored to recreate our erstwhile forms. However, all pertinent records have been lost due to the passage of time. Take, for example, the nervous system. It is well within our power to recreate, but we have no frame of reference for sensations once experienced by our people, which may compromise our ability to interact with our physical environment. And the reason you need to regain corporeal forms? Question mark? Why, to bring an end to our existence, of course. Oh, God. Though need is perhaps too strong a word, it would be a simple matter to unmake ourselves through use of etheric essanguinators, but such a death seems inadequate. The traditionalists among us believe proper death requires an inescapable sense of impermanence in one's final moments, an experience found only with bodies of flesh. We should very much like to hear more of your plans. In exchange, we will answer any questions you have to the best of our ability. Such an exchange of information would indeed prove useful. Also, why do you keep detaching your head? Or your eyes, I guess. Very well. To ensure efficacious exchange, I hereby invite you to our home. Yes, the abode of the Ea, where we traditionalists prepare for our demise. I presume your consent to answer questions is indicative of a tacit approval of our plans, in which case your cooperation is greatly appreciated. I must caution you, however, to be mindful of the Ea wandering the desert. Their desire for bodies of flesh could be described as overzealous. Now, if you would follow me. This is going rather smoothly, not that I'm complaining, mind. Even so, we mustn't forget their aim is oblivion, much like the dragons. Though I fail to see why civilization so seemingly advanced would choose to unmake all they have created. At any rate, we will find no answers dallying here. Let us be on our way. Exactly, like, what? Oh yes, we're so advanced, we're bored, and we just want to make bodies again so we can die in said bodies. I'm like, what? Alright, I know that there was a ether current this way, so supposedly, so let's go get that first. Pretty sure it's probably gonna be near the edge of the map over here. And then we'll make our way back to the town. What are those things? Lemonians? Okay. Yeah, it's probably over here on the edge of the freaking world. The Wellspring of Regret. Oh. I can't go underground water, but interesting. What is that? Arc Etta? That is a world boss. And, oh my god, look at that thing! What is that thing? It looks like... Well, it's giving me Omega vibes. Arc Etta. Interesting. Very interesting. There's our arc current. So that's a world boss, if I saw one. I wonder if it is a... Well, I don't want to attempt to go near it and find out if it is a world boss level 90 or if it is like a small group of people could take it down level 90. So I'm going to leave it alone. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Northeast. So somewhere up here by the town. Okay, that's good. I'll make my way over there then. Luminion. Little light people. There's the town. Oh yeah, I see. There's like a whole area up here. I'm guessing is where the next current is. There you are. Ooh, I just noticed that. Look at that place over there. That looks more civilization-y in regards to building shapes. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, is that a whole area we can run around on, maybe? Because that makes me think it is, and it's just facing a weird direction. Interesting. I don't know. That seems kind of far away, though. Yeah, I don't know if we go all the way over there or not. east. 402 yalms east. Okay, so we'll be making our way over there. Oh, there's pools of water around this area. Okay. Well, let's grab the aetheryte as we go, and then make our way over to here. More violet-colored crystals. I cannot place my finger on them, but there's something unsettling about them. Yeah, they look like, they kind of look like cocoons. I should not be surprised their concept of a village is so different from ours, and yet... The Isle of Dragons was shrouded in the silence of the dead, yet the stillness here doth suggest the Ea are, and by large, merely sleeping? Something tells me we have different definitions of the word abode. They said there would be others, but I don't know what I was expecting. Welcome to our abode. Many of our compeers you will find remain idle in their domiciles, though your quizzical expressions indicate my phrasing is unclear. I speak, of course, of the violet crystalline constructs hanging from these stone structures there. You say they remain idle, but what of your work to regain corporeal bodies? An astute question, and understandable given your finite nature. We have no desire to pursue our research, for it is no longer necessary. If in our idleness we are struck by sudden inspiration, we rise to pursue said inspiration to its conclusion. That is why I was present for your arrival, and why I continue to engage with you still. But while the others are not currently in a motile state, rest assured they would not object were you to disturb their respite. You need only cast your thoughts towards one of their crystalline domiciles to communicate. Okay, I guess we're gonna go commune with the domiciles. Even should they elect not to emerge, you need but cast your thoughts to the crystals to communicate with the Ea within. Okay. Crystalline domicile. You cast your thoughts toward the crystalline domicile, but there's no response. You wish to speak? Very well. Pray a moment, if you would. Okay, I guess I'll come back to you maybe, unless they're all one consciousness, I don't know. Why we seek our end, you ask? If you wish to know, I will tell you. Just a moment. I must remember. What form did I take when last I emerged? Where's Huriange? Despite my best efforts, mine overtures have elicited no response from this crystal. I can but assume its resident sleepeth most soundly, or so I hope. If I heard correctly, the Ea within the crystal says it will emerge from within shortly. Do you suppose they will appear as Kof Kuj does? That is a good question. Yeah, that one looks like a spider. The strange moaning comes and goes, but soon fades into silence. It's kind of spooky. I I'm gonna see if I can find Y'shtola, Alze, and Alphino. Also, this is a big structure. There are people staying here, which means we'll be coming over here in a moment, probably. Kukuj. Where are our friends, Kukuj? Oh, there's Alphino, right here. Right in front of my face. I suppose there's a logic to creatures comprised of spiritual energy utilizing crystals as living spaces, but is nevertheless surprising to see. There's Alze. And Y'shtola, there. I've tried reaching out to whatever is inside this crystal, but all I can hear is sporadic moaning. Ugh. Is it not strange they lack passion to research that which they desire above all else? If we are fortunate, the Ea residing in these crystals will shed light on this contradiction. Well, Y'shtola, you gotta remember, they just want the end, so they're probably not the most, procrastination as probably their lifestyle now. And their entire being. Probably. Did your inquiries yield satisfactory responses? Kinda? Really? I see. If they fail to answer, then it's likely because their minds have unraveled due to prolonged idleness. They are naught but concentrated ether now. Worry not, there are no others who have need of those lodgings, and they will not prove a hindrance to remain as they are. But more importantly, you said some few did answer your request for an audience, yes? I imagine they will be with us ere long. Flesh abandoned, I'm guessing is what that's supposed to say. Oh boy. Kof Kuj languidly awaits his brethren's arrival. I had no luck, but everyone else fared well enough. Quite a few Ea have awakened. Ah, there they are. May I introduce to you Lalak, Dudik, and Nanig. Hello. It has been too long, Kafkuj. I dare say Seder 4 has since completed an orbit. Indeed, until the travelers brought it to my attention, I hadn't noticed how unraveled some had become. Travelers? Ah, of course. The ones who wish to know why we seek to regain corporeal forms. The truth of the matter is as plain to see as the neighboring systems, but my single account would fail to satisfy the requirement for scientific objectivity. Thus did I bid them awaken you. Am I the only one who struggles to tell who is speaking? Nay, thou art not. In the absence of corporeal forms and the divergence they afford, mayhap such similarity in voice is unavoidable. By the way, Kafkuj, have you already observed the requisite custom for the travelers? That which one is expected to do when receiving guests, a matter of proper form. Ah, yes, so long has it been, it had completely escaped my mind, and still does. What was it again? I can't seem to remember. Neither do I. Pity, I was hoping you would. Perhaps we can search the archives for the answer. Come now, Need. The archives have long been frozen, lest we subject ourselves to further dolor. Surely you recall that much. Ah, of course. Food. The custom is to serve food. Beings of flesh such as they must regularly replenish their ether. By contributing to their replenishment, we communicate our friendly intention. That's right, that's right. We duly invite you to join us in communal repast, after which we may engage in leisurely conversation. If we had the chance to learn something, then I see no reason to decline. Excellent. If you would care to follow, we shall feast you on the purest ether. Feast us? Like, feed us or feast upon us? I'm guessing they mean, feed us, but we're in a strange place, so you cannot be too careful. Oh my gosh, there's more of them. There is more of them. And they kind of are surrounding the area now. Goggies? I'm sorry, but did you just speak to me? You see, I haven't spoken to anyone in such a very, very long time. Anyhow, what is it that you need? Not that I imagine there's much I can do for you. What do you do here? I am, or rather I was... wait, what was I? Ah, yes, I was a researcher of sorts, studying the secrets of the universe. But that was so very, very, very long ago. Now I am little more than the detached wisp you see before you. Despairing in my knowledge of the inevitable end, I simply gaze into the void, ever in vain. This place has no name as such. If you must call it something, then call it the abode of the Ea, for it is where we live, if indeed one can call this tenuous grasp of an existence life. A scattered, deluded few of my kind strive to regain some semblance of our former glory, but the enlightened among us know that is all for naught. The end is inevitable. It is but a matter of time. Okay. We were told to stand wherever we like. This strikes me as less of a meal and more a ritual. Oh god. And judging by the construction of this facility, it would seem the Ea directly draw upon the ether. And they're all standing in little circles, and I'm gonna be standing in that circle. Oh boy. Ether, they said, but I can't help but feel a bit nervous. If they are thus able to replenish their ether, the loss of vital sustenance isn't like to be the cause of their demise. If it is as I suspect, then this so-called feast... Actually, let us see it for ourselves. Fear not, we are not like to come to harm. Are they gonna try to, just feed us straight ether instead of actual food? Nanook? No nuke? I cannot help but feel a rush of excitement when I see your pliable yet sturdy form. I almost have to resist the urge to open you up and see how it all works. Now, be at ease. I would not devolve to such savagery. I may have cast off my body, but I still possess some semblance of a rational mind. For the moment, at least. Thank you. Oh, hey, look, another planet. Is that a different planet than what I was looking at? I think, yeah, because there's that planet over there. There's something over there that's just a big hole. There's that planet. And then another big hole over there. Dang. It's... Oh yeah, this place is full of those things now. I'm guessing that some of them might even give us side quests, which would be very interesting. Very interesting indeed. How much ether would be adequate for your kind, I wonder? As I recall, there is a fine line between optimal satiation and violent sickness. Throughout the universe, but few races have completely shed their flesh as we have. As a result, we seldom receive visitors from other systems. Extreme differences can inhibit meaningful interaction, you see, and none more so than those which affect communication. Most entities, for example, cannot even comprehend our words. You are rare indeed in your ability to do so. You avail yourselves of dynamis, yes? It is an impressive application, even if it is ultimately pointless like all the rest. What? Dynamis? You are rare indeed for your ability to do so. You avail yourselves of dynamis. Yes, it is an impressive application, even if it is... Are we using dynamis and we don't know we are? Niniged, to think that I had forgotten what had become of the archives. How much has my essence deteriorated since last I was awake? Not that I am averse to having my mind fade away in this manner. It isn't so unlike the natural degradation of one's flesh. How delightful. This facility is where we replenish our ether. There's no particular name for it, but we traditionalists sometimes use the word restaurant. Now then, if you would take your place with your comrades, the space will soon be awash with purest ether. Please absorb as much as you like. If you are worried about the quality of ether, don't be. We guarantee it to be the purest stuff. Okay. Here we go, boys and girls. Ready for the feast. You brace yourself for a rush of sweet, sweet ether. But nothing seems to happen. Perhaps you need to wait a little longer. You brace yourself again, but again, nothing seems to happen. Just as I had suspected, as meticulously as one might recreate the Aya's home world, this is Ultima Thule. One cannot simply generate ether here. As the recreations, our friends are oblivious to this fact, to the very truth of their existence, much like the phantoms of the recreated Amarods. Oh. However appearances may seem, we must ever be mindful that it is the memories of the dead with whom we deal. So, did you have your fill of ether? Alas, we couldn't absorb it. A deficiency in our forms, it would seem. Oh, how very unfortunate. May I ask how you normally replenish your ether? Now, we eat stuff. What? Through your mouths, you say? How very primitive and quaint. To think that their mouths serve not only to expel sound, but draw in sustenance besides? Such life forms have long since vanished from our systems. Though we regrettably could not partake of your magnificent feast, rest assured we feel your welcome most keenly. In the course of acquainting ourselves with your sophisticated ways, however, we could not fail but wonder. Wherefore do you wish to obtain vessels of flesh and thence to vanish? Will you not favor us with an explanation? You flesh and blood beings are always so hasty. It does have its charm, however. Very well, we shall indulge you. In the beginning, when the Aya yet possessed corporeal bodies, our ancestors dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge and technological advancement. By transcending all limitations, we believed we could eliminate sorrow and abide in true happiness. From the tangible, such as land, to the intangible, such as labor, there exist myriad hindrances to progress, but the most confining of all was the flesh itself. Our natural lifespan was distressingly middling, you see. Too short to enjoy unhurried lives, yet too long to be considered disposable. Furthermore, to simply maintain the integrity of our bodies demanded considerable resources. But we managed to solve this problem. After long years, we discovered how to become non-corporeal entities with everlasting lives, untroubled by the failures of the flesh. Thus changed, we had more time and freedom to continue our scientific pursuits. We went on to make ever greater strides in our quest to transcend all limitations until we finally decided to challenge the last of them all, the limit of knowledge. That is to say, deciphering the laws of creation. We sought to discover how the universe came into being and explain all extant phenomena, and thence predict the future. If we could but achieve this, we believed that we would be free from uncertainty and anxiety. And did you find the answers you sought? Yes, we did. Our efforts revealed to us a fundamental truth. Knowledge of said truth is essential for the continuation of our conversation. If you would learn more, we shall share it with you. No, we mustn't. Primitive as they are, it would be unspeakably cruel to deprive them of their ignorance. They are possessed of corporeal forms, their lives readily ended. As those who have gone before, is it not our duty to warn them? What thinkest thou? We have deliberated and come to a consensus. If you are resolved to know it, we will disclose to you the truth we discovered, the truth of the universe. Seek us at the stone pillars just outside the bounds of the abode, a place called Eligea. To define the laws of creation would have been no small feat, even for the Ea. Nay, having eternal life and hence no sense of haste would only have made it harder. Such tremendous drive for knowledge they once must have had, and I struggle to reconcile it with the listless beings before us. However, and whatever answers they found, it does not bring them happiness. Like her master, Y'shtola seeketh the truth of creation. How will the truth of the Ea, who uncovered all only to desire the end, fall upon her ears? You may be intimately familiar with a problem, know it like the back of your hand, yet be powerless to solve it. In the course of my struggles, I've often been made keenly aware of this fact. I wonder if the Ea never felt the same frustration? Oh, jeez. I spilled my drink on myself. Oh no. I'm okay. Okay, we're good. We're fine. Thankfully, it doesn't stain, so we're fine. Eh. 'Tis true that a lack of knowledge can beget fear. Therefore, in theory, by acquiring all knowledge, it may be possible to attain peace. But as Hyland told us, all those peoples who attempted to free their worlds from life's woes met with failure. And the Ea are among them, as their presence here attests. The tale we are about to hear will not be a happy one. That's true. A fundamental truth. We will hear it, of course. Let us learn what has led such an enlightened people to this indolent end. Before we hear the climax of the Ea's tale, mayhap I should speak of... On second thought, it would only be a distraction. We will talk more when the time is right. Where knowledge leads. Something seems to be weighing on Urianger's mind. Ere we join the Ea, there is one trifling matter I would fain investigate. Lumi, Grahatia, might I trouble you for your assistance? But of course. My thanks. We shall head outside the abode if you would kindly follow me. I know not what mischief you are applying, Urianger, but I trust you have our best interests at heart. The rest of us shall go on ahead to Elegea. Lest you worry, we won't start without you. As long as Urianger explains himself to you, then I shall be satisfied. Do lend him an ear in my stead. There is naught but desert out there. What could Urianger wish to investigate? Go on and assist Urianger with his mysterious task. We shall wait for you. Okay. Oh geez, you're taking me all the way back to the wellspring of regret? Why do I feel like that name has meaning? Well, I'm gonna actually go AFK for a quick second since I did spill a drink on myself. I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. Let's go see what Urianger wishes to share with us. And I'll auto drive over there while I enjoy some peanut butter pretzels. Mmm. Spring, and a sizable one at that. I hadn't noticed it amidst the dunes. Aye, this place shall serve. Is it the spring that you wish to investigate? Pray forgive me, my friends, but there's naught to investigate. 'Twas but a pretense to speak in private. You have our undivided attention. As we have established here in Ultima Thule, those denizens of ruined stars are recreated in their twilight days. Yet one question doth arise in my mind. So faithfully formed are the simulacra, they believe themselves yet amongst the living. How dost thou suppose this is possible? Medion has taken their hearts unto herself. Medion made contact with them while they still lived. I couldn't begin to guess. She did say she took their hearts unto herself. I'm inclined to agree. If Medion can take the emotions of others as her own, I dare say she would be able to recreate them more faithfully than had she relied on any historical account. By which logic she must have visited them while they still lived, the dragons and the Ea both. So too did I theorize, and upon that assumption consider how those two races may have met their demise. According to thine own tale, Medion perceiveth the emotions of those nearby as her own. A heightened sense of empathy intrinsic to her nature as an entelechy. In the course of her starfaring journey, if she encountered beings who strongly desired a cessation of their existence, she would be powerless before that desire. Even as she possesseth the power to grant it, the power of dynamis. 'Tis my supposition that, overwhelmed by their longing for death, Metion did unleash dynamis and ushered the dragons and the Ea unto their doom. Of course, such was not always the outcome. Full many stars did she find already lost to ruin. In order to create a terminus, however, the fervent desire for the end is essential. Therefore, should you struggle to find the way forward, pray ask yourselves this. In the place where you stand, whose is the soul that yearneth most desperately for oblivion? Why did you tell us this now? Ne'er again would I betray your trust. This pledge I did make to my comrades. In bringing thee into my confidence, I would remain true to my word. As for thee, let us consider it my fitting reward for the secrets I harbored for the Crystal Exarch. I once placed my faith in thy chosen path, walking at thy side full knowing that we were bound for thy demise. I ask now that thou returnest the favor, and abide in faith as I fulfill mine own destiny. If you say my debt has come due, how am I to refuse? 'Tis indelicate of me, I know full well, and I can but beg thy forgiveness. Yet even if I must needs go to such lengths, I cannot well feign ignorance of the answer I have found within. The answer to the question, in what moment might I stand strongest? After all that we've been through, I will say only this. Do what you must. Do what you must, and see your conviction through. I shall, my friend. I shall. Without further ado, then, let us go to join our comrades. What? Gosh, so he says that we must seek the souls that yearn for oblivion more desperately than any other. And then he walks away as we watch with a tinge of sadness. Which pretty much means that he is planning on being the next member that helps us find a way forward. Oh, of course. Let us be off to Elegea. God dang it. Urianger. Don't you be doing anything. Although, I feel like you already said you're going to, so. The internal workings of your minds are so different from ours, it is miraculous that we are able to communicate at all. And yet, the vastness of our intellect and enlightenment is no doubt beyond your grasp. Also, at least that one looked dead. Are my thoughts able to reach you? I had composed the most disconsolate of dirges to express the state of the universe, but the melody already threatens to elude. Ah, there it goes. And my memory continues to fade. Ah, yes, I've hit upon a fine verse, haven't I? Oh my gosh, look at this guy. Just laying there. Oh, these are all archives. Okay. Your companion in front, the one called Y'shtola, she seems the keenest to learn the truth. I pity her. It would seem your star too has been plunged into a panic-induced cataclysm. We hope that our tale will not serve to exacerbate it. Ah, you are here already? Your comrades said you would be late. We have prepared for our recounting. To facilitate comprehension, the information will be simplified to match your primitive minds. don't mind me. Come, let us hear the Aya's tale and learn what caused such enlightened beings to crave nihility. While we waited, we mentioned our star's situation to the Aya. They nodded sagely, or something to that effect. I understand you've taken care of business. If you are ready to begin, then so are we. It seems everyone is accounted for. Shall we begin? Shall we then?
Please continue. Tell us about this truth you discovered.
Very well. Bear in mind, however, that the purpose of this conversation is not to impart scholarly knowledge, for such requires that you comprehend the subject matter, which you will not. We will forego the intricacies of our scientific methodology and deal only with the conclusion, the end of our society and our world. We acknowledge, with regret, that your star is in the midst of the same panic-induced cataclysm that befell Deneb 3. As such, in order to avoid causing undue distress, we will refrain from explicitly stating how much time you have remaining.
You are entirely too kind. I pray you recount your tale as you see fit.
In the beginning, the universe was but a tiny particle. Then suddenly, this particle began to expand. Having remained entirely in the bounds of your star, the phenomenon may be difficult for your kind to grasp. But this expansion has since continued unabated. Speculating that the universe could not grow indefinitely, we sought to learn what might occur, and made a worrying discovery. The stars will continue to spread apart, as will their finite thermal energies. Eventually, all heavenly bodies will grow cold and freeze. No new stars will be born, and the universe will enter onto an eternal ice age. In hopes of proving that this determination was erroneous, we scrutinized our research from all angles, even as we sought to avert the everlasting winter. The endeavor proved fruitless. So infamously so, in fact, that it became synonymous with vain effort. The universe as we know it would end, and there is no way to prevent it. Beneath the weight of this knowledge, our society stagnated. Though we had time still, it was a cold comfort. Why strive for anything when desolation is assured? When our wealth of wisdom, accumulated since the dawning of our kind, would be forever lost. No civilization would rise from our ashes. No scholar recover our knowledge. In silence unbroken, naught would stir. Intellect was once our pride. Overnight, it became our shame. Our works, monuments to futility. Immortality, our greatest invention, became a source of suffering. Rather than suffer on, many chose to unmake themselves by means of etheric exsanguinators. Etched upon these stones are the testaments of such souls. Though many left no words at all, thinking it a pointless gesture. Once we have obtained vessels of flesh, we likewise intend to vanish. If you understand this, understand aught of our tale, you will abandon your quest for knowledge. Ignorance truly is bliss. If you would cling to your illusory happiness, remain primitive and pure. It is the only way.
So that's your story. While I appreciate your advice, I will not heed it. Convinced though you may be of this truth, it is yours and not mine. Indeed, truth, I have ever believed, is in the eye of the beholder.
Are you suggesting that we have reached a faulty conclusion? That our science failed us?
Hardly. As you yourself said, the subject matter is beyond my comprehension. And that, I accept, is true. I do not possess the knowledge to prove or disprove your conclusion. In my mortal years, I doubt I could even approach the wisdom of the air. But of one thing am I absolutely certain. I would not be happier in ignorance.
Y'shtola, no! You mustn't!
The most important lesson I've learned is that learning isn't simply passing one's eyes over words. Nay, 'tis when understood for oneself that knowledge attains its true value. This is what has sustained me, driven me onward in joy and wonder, in anger and sorrow. The universe may end, and all may be for naught, but I will live as I always have. I will always seek out new knowledge, and no conclusion of yours, no matter how grim, can dampen my desire.
I suppose it is only to be expected. Their feeble minds cannot fathom the terrifying gravity of it all. But worry not. We consider it our duty to enlighten you, and we will not stop until you grasp the full extent of our despair.
Keep calm and listen well. Though my body will soon dissipate, there may be a way to restore it. Azim's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back. But you mustn't, for it would mean losing our way forward. This I only reveal so that you can promise not to invoke the magic. We came here knowing what victory may cost, so press on, and do not look back.
I shall join thee, as subterfuge is not required. Thou shalt not suffer for mine absence.
Riange.
My resolve hath never been as strong as thine. Full oft have I wavered in my decisions, and afterwards been stricken with regret. In spite of this, I may still stand with my comrades, supporting them as they attempt the greatest of feats. This truth I have learned in the course of our journey. And many though my shortcomings may be, I may also claim to excel in prophecies. My studies, into which have granted me the flexibility of mind needed to bend this malleable reality. Thus shall I hope that thou mayest have the strength to resist, and our comrades the strength to continue.
With you to urge us on, how could we possibly fail?
What's this? An extinguished civilization. Rekindled?
That's right. Our quest doesn't end here. We'll press on, and we will find you.
There. That's where you'll find me.
Is that another star?
Of the stars we visited, most were already devoid of life. And where there was life still, the inhabitants wished for death. But even death, we learned, isn't truly the end. It is but a part of the cycle of rebirth. Souls return to the star, or in its absence, a larger flow. And eventually they are reborn. Alive again, to know suffering anew. True salvation lies not in dying. It lies in not being born. This is the gift I would give to you. To all life on beautiful Atheris. To that end, we created an egg wherein life cannot quicken. That dead sun. Attain it if you can, before your friends' emotions fade away, along with their protection.
Holy crap. So that's not a planet, that's a sun. A big burnt out sun. Oh hey, we have quests. From our little Aya bros. I'm fine, Lumi. Like I said, our quest doesn't end here. Never have I felt such emptiness. It's as if a part of me is gone. Victory lost. But there's words missing. If I were to guess, it's victory is not lost. But Grahatia regards his comrades in solemn silence. I'm gonna wait because I am going to take care of these side quests over here first. Get us some more ether currents. 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, No Nuke, what you got for me? No Nuke appears to be staring right through you. Pardon me, traveler, I lack the sense of time. As perceived by those of finite lifespans, but might you be able to spare a moment to speak with some of my fellow Aya? It is rare to find one so unmarred by the scars of deepest wisdom. Your appearance and perceptions as an outsider differ so much from our own that I wonder if a degree of interaction might prove stimulating for both parties. Much obliged. I shall mark their location on your map. They tend to spend considerable time frequenting their usual haunts. Huh. Haunts. Oh dear. Oh gosh. Yeah, you guys are a ways out there. Thinking Aya. The thinking Aya is quite visibly ruminating. Oh, yep, because his head's detached, and we kind of could see in all the cutscenes when they thought of something, they detached their head. How fortunate that you are here, corporeal being, for we are in need of your assistance. I am sure you saw some of my kind drifting about the untamed wilds just over there. As I understand, they are binding their spirits together as one in the hopes of diluting their consciousnesses and thereby erasing their sorrows. Unfortunately, the resulting amalgam doubtless longs for more minds to incorporate, and if other Aya approach it, we may be drawn into the growing mass against our will. Your corporeal form seems to outweigh your mental capacity, so you should be safe, however. Please destroy the collective consciousness before it kills us all. Your ready acceptance gladdens me. I believe that if you lay waste to 2 wandering souls, the amalgam will appear. Do be aware that while your mind is safe, it may present other dangers should it realize what you are attempting. By my estimation, the amalgam should appear after 2 wandering souls are erased. Okay. Alright, dude. Oh gosh. Oh boy. Well, let's take out some Aya. Oh, that's another one. I want my partner. Come here. Oh geez, that sound effect they made. Unified Aya. There we go. Jeez, that little sound they make when they are knocked out, we'll say. They're very interesting. Northeast, okay. Oh, there's one. I'm guessing that's it. It's kind of close to that drifting area, though, which is a little annoying, but hopefully that doesn't turn around to attack us, maybe. What a curious being you are. Have my peers discovered how to regain their corporeal forms while I remained lost in thought? No, of course not. Come to think of it, I wonder if we ever possessed the peculiar form that you now do. Oh dear, I fear this always happens when I delve too deep into such ruminations. The very moment I attempt to regain clarity, it triggers this most unpleasant reaction. If my fellow Ea have not found a way for us to reacquire our corporeality, perhaps it falls to me to meditate further upon the matter. In any event, pray leave me to my cogitations. Might you kindly leave me to my ruminations? I dare say I am nearly on the verge of a philosophical breakthrough. Okay. Have fun thinking and stuff, I guess. I'm gonna go talk to your other friends. I know what those things are. Oh, I see you. I see you over here. Laid back Ea. My kind of guy. Or girl. Or whatever. How curious. An unfamiliar corporeal life form calls out to me as I wait in vain for the inevitable coming of the end. This is indeed the chance of a lifetime. Mayhap of many lifetimes, and so I pose to you this question. Tell me, traveler, what is the true nature of life and the universe? A deep forest where predators lurk. An eternal adventure. 42. 42. Why, precisely. That is the very conclusion I arrived at myself. How heartening and surprising, I dare say, to meet one as enlightened as myself. Oh, jeez. The end of our universe is inevitable, our actions entirely devoid of meaning. This is the one and only truth in existence. Oh, jeez, of course 42 would be the answer. I wonder if we had chosen any of the other answers, if he would have been like, wrong, it's 42. You know? I'm curious, I wonder. I wonder if that side quest is replayable at all. I think so, but yeah. This, oh yeah. Inquisitive Ea. Oh, you must be that traverser from beyond who has been causing quite the stir around our abode. Yes. What a stroke of luck. In fact, I had been hoping I might have the opportunity to exchange thoughts with you and your companions. For you see, I had for too long whiled away my days in listless banality, drifting waywardly as my mental faculties dulled and slowed. I so longed to strike up a stimulating conversation with a traveler, yet for so long none would pay me a visit. That said, I never imagined you would have such a strange physical form. Pray tell, how do you keep your balance? What keeps your innards from spilling out through one of the multiple orifices in your body? What? Oh, but pardon me. Truly, I meant no offense. Clearly, life in your world found this shape to be suitable, perhaps even necessary for your survival. Perhaps our own original form was equally horrifying. Oh god, horrifying. Seeing you makes me wonder, indeed, what our corporeal forms once looked like. Would our limbs be as lanky and unwieldy, our heads as bulbous and unbalanced? Perhaps we resembled your kind in more ways than not. That's a good question. I guess. Jeez. The abode of Ea. Oh gosh. Alright, thinking Ea. Ugh. I see you made quick work of the amalgam. Of course, it is well within each Ea's rights to choose when they wish to end their own existence, but to force others to join them, however, accidentally is another matter. This whole ordeal has led me to contemplate how I should meet my own demise. Ah, but forgive me. I forgot such matters are not left to choice for your kind. Truthfully, I envy you, to go forth each day full of vigor, not knowing when your lives will unexpectedly snuffed out. It must feel incredible. My apologies if I have made you uncomfortable. I am unused to speaking with mortals. Be assured that I appreciate your help, and you have given me much to think about regarding death, or perhaps life. Ooh, dyes. Which one do I want? Let's go with Celeste Green. It's like a lighter blue. And we got Aether. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I think you're good. Yeah, you're over here. Did you encounter my acquaintances? I can only hope that they derived the same sense of stimulation from conversing with you as I myself did. For if so, we may yet discover a means to attain the moratorium known as death. Until that time, should you ever be in the mood for a discussion on the profound and inevitable meaninglessness of the universe, we will be here waiting. Yes, always waiting. I cannot help but feel a rush of excitement when I see your pliable yet sturdy form. I almost have to resist the urge to open you up and see. Okay. I don't need you saying that. Alright, well. Actually, let me go on over to this aetheryte over here and make this one my new free destination to teleport to, since this will be where I'm coming back, because I think I'm gonna call it a night. I don't want to get too far into the story for something big to happen, then be super late with no one on to do stuff with, like, Dungeons and Trials, so we'll set you as my free destination. We will return to Old Charlayan, to the inn room, to call it a night. Oh, actually, I want to talk to these guys. Lumi, what are you doing? Gods, has something happened to the others? No, I'm sure they're all right. When you return to Ultima Thule, tell the others I said to be careful out there. Yeah. Well, you know what? Yep, I'll keep it to myself. Our allies in all corners of the world stand at the ready in the event any new threat should arise. I pray the situation here does not take a turn for the worse, but we will do what we can here. So please, defeat Meteion and return us safe. Return to us safely. Yes, I would love a nap. Thank you. Oh gosh. Let's see. Quick check of the quick exploration. That's nothing. Alright. Well, that is it for tonight. We've made it through... Well, how much of a... Oh, is that the overall map? It looks like it. So there's this whole area we're gonna be exploring. There's also these little islands. But we've explored most of this side and this side. It looks like it'd be a gate over here somewhere taking us to these islands, so... But we'll get to that tomorrow, so... If you happen to be tuned in, thank you. If you watch the VOD, thank you. And, I'll see you next time. Have a good night.